This is a DIY of how to change your oil on a 2008 to 2012 Chevy Malibu. In this video, I will be showing you how to put Mobil 1 full synthetic 5W30 in along with a AC Delco filter. This is the part number for the filter. You can get it with, you can just get the PF457G, or you can actually get the P457G0 or O, and all the O means is it comes with an O-ring. So if I show you what's in the box real quick, it's the oil filter and the O-ring at the bottom. So to start off, I ended up putting the car on ramps. You can use a jack with jack stands, or you can use a ramps. I thought using a ramp, well, 2 ramps was easier. So to start off, you can come up here, remove your dipstick that's right here at the yellow cap, just pull up on it, and then this is your oil filter housing cap, which I have a wrench on. They actually make a tool to get on top that goes on top and pull it off. I didn't have one, and this had a lot of pressure. Well, it was torqued down way too much by the dealer who did it before me. So I ended up taking an open-ended wrench that was 1 1/4, and I ended up squeezing it in here, and then I just broke it by turning it towards the right, and it just turned a little. And after that, I can get a I can just keep turning it like this. But when you're doing this, it's plastic, so be very mindful. Make sure this is flush down, make sure this is pushed down all the way when you're doing it. Make sure it's not sitting up like this, because if you do this while you're trying to break it free, you will break the plastic and you will then have a very big mess on your hands. So in the next clip, I'm actually going to show you how to drain the oil from the car. Now it's time to drain the actual oil. So come under the car and locate this bolt right here, which is at the back of the engine, the block right here. So if you come right here, you can see this from the front, come around, see this big pan, come right here, and there's a bolt right here. This bolt is going to be a 15mm wrench, and I actually ended up having to put this on and use a breaker bar on top of that. So I put that on and just used a piece of pipe at the end of the pole to make sure it's tighter. Then make sure you have a bucket to catch it, and just undo it until you can do it by hand, and just keep twisting and pull it really quickly, and get a bucket that's bigger than 5 quarts, because that's what the car holds, that can hold all the leftover oil. It'll end up like this. It'll shoot really far first towards the back of the bucket, then come back towards the front of the car, and you might just have to readjust the bucket. Like right now, I'm just going to move it up and just let it drain for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll be back with putting the bolt on and putting the new oil filter in. So now while the rest of the oil is draining from the car, you can actually remove the filter, just unscrew it, and it pulls right out. Just be careful, try not to let it leak on the engine or anything in the engine bay. At this time, you can go through the little particles, the little spaces, and see if the engine is actually catching any metal or anything like that. I can tell you about the health of its engine. And now you can actually pull the filter off from the cap. It should come just right off, and you can dispose of it, and I'll show you how to put the new one in the next clip. Now I'm going to show you how to put the new filter and O-ring in, if you got the O-ring with your filter kit. So to start off, I took a pick to take off the old O-ring, to just pry it off. This one you can see is really flat, which is from all the heat expansion. And now once it's off, you want to actually take the new O-ring and put some fresh oil on it. And just put it right back on where it came off of. And you can put a little more oil on once it's on the actual cap, just to make sure you got enough oil to seal it up well. Then you can install the actual filter. Goes in just like this. Make sure that green piece is pointed up towards the bottom of the cap. You can spin it around a couple times to make sure that it is in, and now you can actually seat it in the car, well, the actual engine, and I'll show you that right now. So if you take it like this, just put it down like that, and just spin it in and just tighten it. Don't go too tight. A lot of people are doing it too tight. About 18 pound-feet of torque is what it does call for, but some people are going way too tight. I usually just do it until it's hand tight or a little more than hand tight, because there's no actual, it's not under the car, it's above the car, so there's not a lot of pressure on it. After you did the oil filter, it's time to actually put the bolt back in. This still has a little bit of drip. You can either wait or you can put the bolt back in. It's not really going to make a huge difference. So to start off, I just put it in, hand tighten it all the way, and then you're going to use your 15mm wrench and tighten it down all the way. Again, it doesn't need to be, mine was so tight. It doesn't need to be super tight. It does need to be tight though, because this is holding all your oil in your car. So once you have that tightened, I will be back with showing you actually how to fill the car up with oil. So now it's time to start filling your car up with oil. You can use a funnel, which I would recommend, and just pour about 4.5 quarts in, and then start checking your level and top it up as needed. Make sure you don't go too far up to like the top here, because it will overflow and won't be able to go down. So just pour slow and do about 4.5 quarts, and then put the dipstick in and check as needed. Once you have a little oil left over in the actual bottle, you can take the car off ramps to make sure the car is on a flat surface, and you can finish filling the oil. So I filled all the oil and pull the dipstick out, put the dipstick back in, just make sure it's clean, put it back out. And as you can see, or might be able to see, it's right in the middle, which is perfect. So it has just perfect amount of oil in it. And once the car does like settle down, the oil will get to the level, but it does take exactly 5 quarts. And once you're done, you can take the funnel out, and you can put the cap back on, and you're all set. This is how I saved $60, because I had full Mobil 1 full synthetic in my car, and I was going to Chevy. I was spending $90 in oil change. This oil change cost me less than $30. I picked up the oil at Walmart, and I got the filter on Amazon, and it took me about 15 minutes, and it's a really quick and easy way to save a lot of money, especially if you own your own car and want to save some money. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. And let me know if you guys want to see any other DIYs on any car, any sort of car related thing. I can cover it, just let me know. And thanks, bye.